The night of the dinner came. Daniel parked the car right outside the restaurant. It was one of those places with soft lighting spilling onto the sidewalk, candles already glowing through the windows. The moment we stepped out, hand in hand, I could feel eyes on us before we even walked through the doors. A couple of relatives were gathered in the entryway, and their expressions shifted instantly when they saw us together. One of my cousins actually blinked like he was trying to make sure he wasn't seeing things. Inside, the restaurant was buzzing. The staff moved quickly between tables, balancing trays of drinks and plates. Clara had picked a long dining room with a row of tables pushed together to fit everyone. Right at the end, where the best view of the room was, sat Clara. She was dressed in a white cocktail dress that looked one shade away from a wedding gown. A wide grin plastered across her face as she leaned toward the guests around her. She looked every bit like a bride holding court, until she spotted us. Her smile faltered mid-laugh. For a moment she froze, one hand suspended near her glass. The pause was brief but noticeable. Then she forced out a laugh, louder than before, pretending nothing had changed. But the shift in the room was immediate. Heads turned, conversations dropped into whispers, and people's eyes darted between Daniel and Clara like they were watching a storm about to break. We walked forward. Daniel didn't rush. He kept his grip firm in mine, shoulders squared, calm as ever. Clara's mother was the first to react. She stood up from her seat halfway down the table and rushed toward us with exaggerated excitement. Her voice carried across the whole room as she congratulated Daniel in a way that made it clear who she thought he was supposed to be standing beside. The timing couldn't have been worse. Everyone heard it. Daniel didn't flinch. He waited until the room quieted, and then, in a steady voice that carried without needing to be loud, he introduced himself as my boyfriend of 2 years. There was no anger in his tone, no raised voice, just clear words that landed heavily in the silence. The effect was instant. The chatter stopped. A few glasses clinked against plates as people set them down too quickly. Across the table, Clara's hand was resting on the surface, and that's when I noticed her ring. It wasn't subtle. She kept adjusting her fingers, angling the light so it caught on the cheap, shiny band. It didn't look like an engagement ring. It looked like something bought last minute from a fast fashion store, slightly too big for her hand. The stone wobbled as she fidgeted with it. One of my uncles broke the silence without meaning to. His voice carried from a few seats away, asking who exactly the fiancé was supposed to be.